I don't know what happened, but this is a great intro to my show. All right, we got an intro. All right, well, hey, listen, it's lit. It's lit. I'm always grateful. So, if you're not hip hop and you don't know about hip hop, maybe you don't understand what's going on here. But Dipset is beloved in the hip hop world. Dipset was very popular in the early 2000s, going into I guess you could say about 2006, 2007. It seemed like it was a much longer run. So what happened was the Dipset run, in terms of them being like red hot, starts in 2002 and it ends about 2005 because it wasn't really a thing where like there was constantly I put it like this. There were Dipset projects like for example, you had Diplomatic Community 1, then we had 2 came out a few years later. Part 1 was a 2 disc drawing and featured Freaky Zeke, Jim Jones, Joel Santana. One of the things now these days that Dipset's most known for was getting washed by the Locks at Versus. The Locks went up there and performed over the actual instrumentals and sounded amazing. And Dipset didn't seem as though they were prepared to do a battle at all. They was not prepared to give a show at all. Them niggas actually rapped over the original mixtape tracks and shit, and that shit sounded crazy. Anywho, but since about 2017, I remember when Jim Jones was telling a story. He was telling stories about how him and Cam grew up. Now, Jim never claimed to have grown up from a child with Cam, right? But he mostly talks about their time together with Dipset. You know what I'm saying? And it was really important for Cam to get popping at that point because, and again, I don't even know if you niggas is even capable of doing this because you have to acknowledge where you are. I always respect the hell out of Jim Jones because he saw his opportunity in Cam and he didn't just say, yo, give me something. You know what I'm saying? Help me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Nah, he really was willing he put everything on the line. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to get violent for this nigga. He was this nigga. I mean, he held him down. And the thing is that I don't care what niggas say, yo. Let me tell you something. And I think Cam's responses are a bit narcissistic. Because at the end of the day, you never shit on someone who loved you back. You know what I'm saying? It's only way you can open your mouth and say certain shit is when you don't really love that person. Right? And I don't really see how you can have that kind of history with someone and not feel like, yo, I know this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? Especially during that time, because like, yo, everyone was instrumental in all of that. You know what I'm saying? And Jim commented on the show that Camron now has with Mase. Now, if you're not an old ninja, you probably don't get how significant it is to see Cam and Mase do a show. Cam and Mase, from what I understand, fell out for years. That was another thing. Goonies in general comes from Jim Jones calling up the radio station to talk to Mase. Mase tried to make 3 or 4 comebacks after he left Bad Boy, right? Mase couldn't, and now he had a record called Welcome Back in 04. Jim Jones called the radio station to basically call out Mase for getting ghosts and running down south when their friend Hud 6 passed away. I mentioned that in the other video. You know what I'm saying? Hud 6. Hud 6 is a legend in Harlem. And he was known for running with a lot of those people. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the hip hop acts from Harlem from the 2000s and 90s and whatnot, all of them have deep respect for this guy. I don't know that much about him. I've only heard his name. But when I understand he's a legend, I guess he did music. I'm not really sure. But he seemed to have been a close friend to these guys, right? So, you know, a lot of guys in Dipset, in particular Cam and Jim and Mase, right? So, but that's where Goonie Goo Goo comes from. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, too, is that Jim did make Mase look a little soft. He made him look soft. And it made it seem as though he was running Mase out of Harlem. I mean, out of hip-hop. And ironically, shortly after that, Mase kind of went back to what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because the storyline was like, yo, shit got crazy up here. So I think HUD 6 was the one who got murdered, and then he ran down south, right? And it seemed as though the gripe that Jim had was that basically when things got crazy, you ran away and you kind of abandoned your people on some level. I mean, but he had that gripe with him and whatnot. This is back in '04. This is 21 years ago, long ass time ago, right? So let's give y'all some context. So let me go ahead and go to the clip that kind of started this whole back and forth. And what I want to keep getting into is the disrespect that goes on between black men. You know what I'm saying? Now, on one hand, what I think is going on is this. Cam is Jim's friend. And this is what happens when you put yourself in situations to deal with phony people. Because what you do is you continue the fucked up behavior that you're experiencing from someone who may be above you in your station. So basically, when Mase was hot as fish grease, Cam wasn't hot when Mase was hot. All right. When I was younger, I didn't understand that Cam and Mase had a close friendship growing up. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of grew up together and whatnot. But if everyone knows, Mase, not only did Mase get hot before Cam, Mase was like a big star before Cam. You know what I'm saying? Cam started becoming considered more of a star. And remember, Cam was never like a big... Cam was a cultural... Like, it was like a cultural thing. You know what I'm saying? Where the streets love Dipset. You know what I'm saying? But Cam never gets that same look without being adorned by basically people who seem as though they're following you. Not only that, people following you, these seem to be talented guys. These seem to be formidable opponents. You had Freaky Zeke, Jim Jones, you had Joel Santana. All these guys are supremely talented. At one point in the video, you ain't hear Cam talk about how they taught Jim Jones how to rap. Nigga, how about giving nigga some props for the fact that y'all taught him how to rap and he turned that into a whole career. Actually, you might could argue that Jim Jones has had as much of a career as Cam. And I think Cam does not like that. But let's go ahead and get to the clip that first kicked it off, and then we're going to get into Camron's response.
Everything.
Mm-hmm. It started with Mase. He didn't do the right thing.
That's the one question I wanted to ask you. I'm a little bit too young to understand. Like, I just was able to be like a teen.
I watched Mase shit on Cam and everybody around him.
Wow.
A bitch, like all the time. You heard? Like I was there the whole time, but I was Cam's man. You heard? Cam and Mase were so-called best friends, grew up together, and R.I.P. Huddy. Like I was there for everything. That's one thing that people can't never say is that I wasn't there for every single thing.
What was your problem with Mase? Like, how did that all happen? Because that was Cam, man, like you said.
Cam enemies were my enemies. Okay. Anybody Cam didn't like, I didn't like. And I already see how he was handling Cam, so I definitely didn't like him. You dig? And then I seen how much love Cam had for him and how Cam was jumping out the window for him, which a friend should and shit like that. Like, being overprotective, making sure nothing happened. Like, he was trying his best to make sure that Mase stayed as safe as possible, but Mase had got that money and lost his motherfucking mind as he's supposed to, man. He grew up in a kid that doesn't have what most of us had. He was probably more or less fortunate than most of us. Didn't have the sneakers, didn't have all that shit coming up. So him having the first bit of success out of all of us and really get into a bag, he just went crazy like most people do and shit like that. Shit, I had my times where I went crazy, but that bag just be too much. Yeah. You dig? But the people I loved, I still love them today. You know what I mean? The people that I consider to be the ones that will help me in this journey, I still love them today, and we still have great relationships and shit like that. It ain't got nothing to do with Camron and shit like that. We all have our own group of people that help us along with this journey and shit like that.
So now that you see Cam and Mase together having their own show, how did that shit make you feel when you seen them come together?
I seen crazier shit happen. I know brothers that shot brothers and shit like that. So for friends to get back after a world of whatever they went through, it's not surprising to me and shit like that. But I see they don't talk about the days of being shit on, you heard? They don't talk about the things that separated them and shit like that. So, it's funny. But kudos to them, man. They got a dope show. Who am I to hate on what they got going on, man? I hope they make $1 trillion.
What's the craziest shit you've seen Mase do to Cam that was just like, yo, I can't believe these niggas could even get back cool after some shit like that?
I won't say nothing crazy, but I say some funny shit that I seen happen. I seen Mase fire his brother, kick him out the limo in the middle of the highway and shit like that. You heard his old brother. That nigga's vicious. But he coming back off the road for, I think, a bunch of tours and shit like that. Get off the plane. And Mase got the brand new Mercedes drop burgundy, pull up to the airport, skirt the car dealer bringing that shit outside the airport, 2-door joint, brand new stickers on that bitch. That nigga going crazy, right, joking and shit like that with Cam and shit. That nigga jumped in the shit by himself with skirt off. I said, yeah, this nigga is a different type of animal. This nigga don't care about nothing. Word up.
Hey, you seen this shit before that?
Shout out to Arrogant Man, because I noticed these comments over here. We're going to read these comments. Black folks have this shit where they act like they don't understand. You know what I realize about black folks? Y'all don't have no conflict resolution. And y'all do this shit where, depending on who you think is more popular or who you like more, you do this thing where you kind of act like, how can I say? When someone has an issue with someone I guess you like or like more than the person that's speaking, you try to shoot the other person bail. Jim was there and he experienced it. It wasn't like he's watching a TV show. So if it's your friend and you're somewhere off the strength of your friend and you feel as though now again, he's not cool with Mase like that. Right? If you see your friend, and also that's called love. If you see someone you care for getting played out or abused in any kind of way, wouldn't it be normal for you to say, nah, my nigga, like, what's going on here? Yo, hold on, yo. I have not been checking my audio, bro. Yep. Fuck. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me switch this shit up, man. I cannot believe I'm on a fucking. Yo, I did not check my audio. I hate when I do that. Oh well, guess I was on the crappy mic. Oh well.
Happens what you tell, like everything.
My bad. So what I was saying was yeah, we have like this weird like selective reasoning and whatnot. And what people wrote in the comment section was Cam already explained the situation. He basically said he thought Mase had money that he didn't have. Mase just got his deal and couldn't wait to do what people thought he couldn't do because he wasn't getting paid. Jimmy needs to let it go. The minute Cam and Mase started getting the bag together, the more I see people just coming out of nowhere hating on the brothers. It's coming from people from their own city. Spilling your mouth to a dude that was 12 years old when Diplomatic Immunity came out is crazy. Jimmy is wilding. What's going on? Mase taught Jim how to rap. Show some gratitude, brother. So, it's something different. Now, Jim Jones didn't diss Mase. Jim Jones just talked about what he witnessed and what went on. How do you tell someone? It's nothing to like, yo, let me tell you something. A part of that leftist thinking, and I don't say it to be like, no, I'm just trying to just so y'all know who I'm talking about, is that y'all think left people who are on the left, they think that they can tell other people how to think and how to feel to the point where your commentary is mostly on, well, I don't think you should feel that way. This is how I feel about it, And the way I feel about it is how you should feel. So therefore, shut the fuck up. The America, the culture always wants to tell black men, shut the F up. Stop talking about what happened with you or what happened to you or what happened around you that was negative. I don't want to hear about your negative experience. I don't want to hear about how you feel about things. I don't want to hear about how you feel about things that happen to you. That's how much I don't want to hear you. I don't want to be bothered with that. It's a wild concept. You don't think that's a wild? That's a super wild concept. Wild thornberries, right? Black people also do this thing where we, again, critique. We, first of all, we don't like black celebrities that we like being critiqued. Or again, it's not even about even who you like, who you see as being above the person in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This what we doing right now.
You know what I mean? Like, for real.
This what we doing right now.
Crazy. So, I can't even say it's taking a shot. I'm like, yo, fam, like, nigga asked him a question. He answered the question. I'm like, shit, like, again, I mean, but you also got to realize, too, this is the same thing that would go on in relationships. Like say a man and a woman and whatnot. It's one of the reasons why you don't get involved with men and women who get physical and who be fighting and having crazy, basically those fighting couples. You don't get between them. And people never want to get between them because they feel like, yo, I'm going to still be feeling some kind of way, and you're going to move on from it. And that's probably what happened with Cam and Jim. Cam and Mase. You got to realize Cam probably has a deep respect and love for Mase. He probably adores Mase. Now they both came up playing basketball. Again, Mase got popping first and whatnot. You know what I mean? So like it's like a whole hierarchy of admiration. Like Camron admires Mase and loves Mase. Jim Jones loves Cam. So on and so forth. You know what I mean? Because then a lot of that should be based off the fact that, a lot of black men don't know how to love each other. Now, the things that Camron's going to say in response, I ain't going to lie, man. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. But it's two reasons why my man went in. He went in like this. All right.
Vacation. We're gonna start with Jomo. We'll start with Jomo. And
fair use.
You're a guardian angel and designer, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about, man, nigga? You are from the Bronx, bro. You are not from Harlem. Why do you keep thinking that you are from Harlem, bro? You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you, my nigga. I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe, I did not grow up with you. You are from the Bronx. Did your grandmother live? Did your grandmother live in Harlem? Yes. Did you come see her? Yes. Did I see you time to time? Yes. I did not grow up with you. You talk about dick riding down. That's where this old shit. I would have left you alone. I would have left the old shit alone. But listen, dick riding. Do you remember how we met, nigga? Pause. Not met. How you got cool with us? Yeah, listen, man. Listen. Listen, I'm gonna address a couple things because we've been on vacation and a lot of niggas been talking since I was off.
Now, listen, I didn't watch the whole interview with Justin. I don't know if it's Justin LeBoy or Justin LA Boy. I didn't watch the entire thing, but maybe he said more. So I'm gonna be fair about that. Yeah, go ahead, Cam.
Vacation. We're gonna start with Jomo. We'll start with Jomo. And
fair use.
You are a guardian angel and designer, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about, man? This is how this started. I want y'all to go Google Camron 1995 freestyle.
Was pretending to panic with a 40 Jolly honey, and now I'm in Gotti money. Niggas wanna be cool, but couldn't piss in my potty for me. And the stuff my nigga, your daughter, fucking in order, fucking the store, the cops, like a report, sweating niggas like buckets of water. I got the jack running.
All right, so he's gonna like play like these like old freestyles. So he's playing basically like these are the kind of like videos and radio freestyles that was circulating and whatnot on the mixtapes and whatnot. So basically, he's gonna talk about how he was getting hot around his time, right? And what he's also trying to establish is that they weren't children together, but at the same time, my ninja, like when someone come around you and they seem like they that dedicated to you, or people, not only that, he made you look like a boss. Cause the thing is that you look more like a boss when you lead other tough looking men. It was the fact that Jim Jones had a whole, like, whether it was real or not, a tough ass persona, and this guy loved the hell out of Camron, and which makes Cam look more popular.
Look for poor smart, it's like hard tonight, you rock shit, start.
And you dream the world I'm living in. Wanna fuck the bitches I be swimming in. Cute, but don't give.
This is what happened, how Jomo got cool with us. Them freestyles that we just showed y'all, go Google them, have fun with them when you get time. We were popping. It wasn't no internet. Mase, myself, Big L, even though Mase and Big L on the same page, Bloodshed, my man Herb McGruff, we were super duper popping in the street prior to the internet. Everybody knew we was about to get a record deal. Everybody knew this, nigga. It wasn't no secret. Basically, you heard our freestyles. And you came up to me one day when I was chilling in front of the house, you say, and this word to my dead mother, yo, man, I heard the freestyles, y'all killing shit. Yo, you know my grandmother died. If y'all wanna come by and just hang out, y'all could, y'all more than welcome. We like, all right, Jomo, thanks. It didn't really make sense at the time because we like, yo, my nigga, where's Jomo inviting us to his house for? Even though he cool nigga. But it didn't make sense to be going to Jomo's house. This is what happened, how Jomo got cool with us. Them freestyles that we just showed y'all, go Google them, have fun with them when you get time. More freestyles come out. Yo, I heard the new shit you did. I heard the new shit you did. Yo, you want to come through? Come through. Why? Why are we going to Jomo's house? Cool. One day, I'm leaving Mace's house on the west side, going back to the east side. I stop at Jomo's house. His grandmother died, God bless her dad. And he had a free crib. So yeah, I would bring some bitches over there to fuck sometime. A little crack maybe. I'd be at everybody's house though. I love my grandparents. My grandparents were strict. I stayed at Duke the God house. I stayed at Mase with Kuda. I stayed at her. I stayed a bunch of. I never needed nowhere to stay. You act like niggas on your couch. You was a fan, nigga. You begged us. You are a fan, nigga. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL. Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons, I'm on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on them at 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. Shout out to my nigga. More freestyles come out. Y'all heard the, what's the nigga Final 4 billion them you started? You not from none of that. So you gonna sit around and act like you been around all this Harlem shit and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you gotta keep saying, I'm from Harlem? Niggas from Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. All this, yo, niggas was on your guy. You were fanned out and you begged niggas to come to your house after you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in, nigga. You was so cool. And we was like, yo, Jomo's a nice guy. Mace like, yo, I think I'll teach him how to rap. Mace actually taught you how to rap. Literally. Literally. He taught you how to rap. You'll say it. Matter of fact, bring up the clip.
Mace helped me learn how to actually learn how to rap. Mace taught me how to rap. Mace actually showed me, he was the first person to show me how to
what's the nigga Final 4 billion them you started? You not from none of
rap. Mace actually sat me down and showed me the magic to rap.
Nigga agree to disagree with you and don't want to take it that route because they got some genuine love for you. You keep going on and on and on. Every nigga that put hands on you or you get to altercation, you cool with them. I see you with C Gutter. Junior Mafia, cool. I see you taking pictures with True Life. It's cool. Man, DC, y'all having sit-downs to work out. Gunshots was let off with that. Y'all having sit-downs to work it out. You tried to chase French Montana out the game. That ain't work out. Y'all got cool. So cool that you go to his video shoot. Pardon me, not his video shoot, his movie. You're sitting in the crowd watching the premiere, and they dissing you in the movie. You in the movie getting dissing. You gotta eat it, just sitting in the crowd. Nah, nigga, they dissing you in the movie that you went to go see, bro. You ever wonder how you met Mano? Ask him how he met Mano. Mano gonna downplay because they cool now. He tried to press Mano one day because Mano first came out. He had a little record where he was saying, dissing the rappers. I don't know. Nigga agree to disagree with you and don't want to take it that route because they got some James diss. He said nigga's name. So Jim plus C Mano one day was like, yo, what's up with all that saying my name? Mase like, who the fuck you talking to? Oh, you think I one of them niggas? You out your motherfucking mind? Now they the lobby boys. Every nigga that do something to put pressure on you, you sit there and work it out. But when niggas got a little genuine heart for you and all that, cool, that's the pattern. If they don't put hands on you, then you can keep going on and on and on. And I ain't promoting none of this. I think it's cool that you cool with everybody I name. You gonna be 50 next year, nigga. I'm happy that you cool. I'm not saying this to starve no feathers. I'm not saying that to backtrack on any beef or go anything like. I think it's really cool. But the niggas who do this, you cool with, and then the niggas who try to handle it sophisticatedly, you keep going on and on like niggas give a fuck about all that shit, bro. Niggas don't care about none of that shit, my nigga. Niggas don't care a little bit, my nigga. That's first and foremost. He said nigga's name. So Jim plus C Mano.
So here's my thing. All right, so listen, I was so good. I played a game and everything. Let that whole thing rock. So here's the thing. I feel you. Now I'm gonna be fair. I didn't see the entire interview. I'm just gonna go for that clip right there. I'm just reacting to the one clip I saw, and it's really a whole thing. And sorry, I had one more clip that where Jim Jones was speaking on the Dipset aesthetic.
You heard? Dan and Cam's pink. You heard? Hits out.
Nah.
All right. Sooner or later, he gonna have to tell it. Where he got the pink from.
That shit just fucked up my childhood.
You can ask Damon, you can ask Cam, because those were the two people that were snapping on me when I came in and didn't get my truck.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, let me tell you something. First of all, so again, I was outside. I remember the Smack DVDs. Joel saying Jim, that was in the studio. It's when Joel's recording the verse for Lil Flip. It's a Lil Flip song. I think either Lil Flip's on his song, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I remember Joel saying Jim. He was pointing to the soundboard and saying Jim know how to work all this shit. He knows how all this stuff works. You know what I'm saying? And I remember thinking like we didn't really know rappers who knew how to be an engineer. You know what I mean? So I remember the niggas talking about him engineering. I mean, now again, he wasn't like mixing and mastering nothing like that, but that nigga took full advantage of the opportunity and the situation. You gotta give him credit for that. Also, I remember like it was a behind the scenes on Smack DVD, him directing the video for State Property. So Jim did do a lot of these kind of things. He was very supportive. The thing is, I felt like you're taking away from how his support. It made you look like a boss. It made you look more successful because Camron would have been Camron, right? But when you have the movement behind you, when you have a movement that has a name you created, and it seems as though you're at the forefront of that movement, that makes you look like a superstar. That helps tremendously. But I want to tell you why Camron always flames a nigga up. Cause it was a interview from back in 2017 where Jim Jones is talking about basically his history with Cam and Dipset and how much he felt he put into it in terms of putting himself at risk, in terms of the stuff that he got into, all the effort, right? And like Cam responds like kind of just being just kind of because the thing was that Jim was crying. He got really emotional, you know what I'm saying? And like Cam is kind of like, yo, nigga, like stop crying, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And that was kind of funny, but it was also kind of insensitive because it was like an emotional moment. You feel me? And they always kind of get into this thing about what actually went on and whatnot. Again, from what I heard in that clip and whatnot, yeah, it's niggas is kind of taking shots, but Jim is speaking to what his interpretation was of what went on. You know what I'm saying? And Cam's not really addressing the behavior. You know what I mean? And even in the first clip I showed you, Jim, this is how I qualify disrespect. when someone calls you out your name, when someone attacks you personally, and say, basically push the business out there, or discredit you. That's when I start saying, oh, we're being disrespectful now. Okay, I understand now. All right. So, nasty word, but this is what he don't like. This is what Jim don't like. Both of them like. He don't like the fact that Jim got popping without him. Yeah, niggas knew Jim Jones for Dipset, but Jim became his own thing entirely. To the point where, Jim can still rap today. Now, again, it's not as popping as it was back then, but it still sounds good. And then keep it a stack. That shit, whatever Jim be making, it sound better. Because Jim became not only hotter than Camron, he had better records than Camron. After a while, Cam ain't really had a joint that you liked in pretty much since around that time. Wasn't really that long of a run. We just like Cam because we like Cam. Cam is a really talented artist. You feel me? Always been that nigga. You know what I mean? But Cam, we keep it in a stack after that brief like Dipset run. Cam had, and also Cam got out of hip hop for a long time because not a long time. It was about 3 or 4 years. His mother was going through some problems, so he fell back from hip hop all together. It wasn't around at all. Wasn't until like 2009 he popped up on that Clips record, Popular Demand. You know what I mean? And also, anyway, I want to get into that, but I think that Cam also doesn't like the fact that he knows that he wouldn't be as relevant as he is today if he didn't have the Dipset run. The Dipset run is everything. It means everything to the legacies for all of them, to be honest with you. So, but that doesn't. It's not the same without the movement, without the Pink, without the diplomatic community, without all those records, all those moments and whatnot. It's not really the same. If it was just him alone in the video, all those videos and whatnot, it has still been hot. I ain't saying that, but it just looked different. Again, people love the we came up together story. But maybe that's a part of our savior complex and the idea that when one of us make it, we all make it, which that part is true. But that story has been refined over time to include, listen, when one of us make it, all of us can get an opportunity, but everyone has to become willing and ready to work. I think that hasn't worked out very well for black folks because we do this thing where, again, we'll give to people who are not qualified to receive something. I said I was going to do the Drake John too, but I'll tackle that in the morning, man, and I'll address that tomorrow. It's almost 10:30, and I'm trying to in 2025 do better with the sleeping thing, cause normally I'd have gave y'all 2 hours, but anywho, all right, so man, that's my take on that, man. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please forgive the audio. Oh my gosh. Anyway, won't happen again. Love you.